Okay, so we just got off the trail and I'm back here in another part of the yard and we're just going to look at the trees because this is a great spot to look at the trees. So there are a lot of deciduous trees here along the trail. There's some small ones here. And then there's also way up there some big conifers. So some pines. There's a few Douglas firs around here. We have some big leaf maples, some oak trees, and then that's a little vine maple over there. So lots of different types of trees here. So I'm going to come over here to this picnic table and we're going to take a look at some of the pine cones that I found from the conifers. I'm just going to roll these out here. So I have these larger ones that are big and stickery, and then I have these smaller ones here. So these larger ones come from the pine trees out here that have these big long needles, and they're not sugar pines. I'm not exactly sure what they are. The sugar pines, I'll have to go up to Prospect sometime and I'll have to show you, but the sugar pine cones are huge. They're bigger than this plank here. Huge pine cones. I'll have to go find some of those for you guys up in Prospect. These smaller ones, these are from a Douglas fir. So this one still has a fir needle stuck in it. See, the Douglas firs have these shorter needles. And these are those pine cones. Have you guys ever heard that myth of the mouse? So there was a forest fire and the mouse was looking for a place to hide. And so he crawled into a pine cone. And so if you look at a Douglas fir pine cone, you can see the mouse's little back legs and his tail sticking out from where he's hiding in the pine cone. And that's why the Douglas fir pine cones look like that. And the interesting thing is, if you look at a pine cone carefully, it does almost look like a flower, right? It has kind of petals with these scales. You look at it from the top, it almost looks like a flower bud. Same with these. Oh, these are kind of stickery, so I'm going to pick it up very gently. There's some moss on that one. So whoops. This one doesn't have stickers on it. This might be from a different tree, different type of conifer. But they have these little scales and kind of a flower shape. I've seen on Pinterest where people will cut pine cones in half and paint them and put them on wreaths and they look like flowers. So when we think of the development of plants, and conifers came before flowers, a pine cone is almost like a very primitive flower. The pollen doesn't come from the pine cone. The pollen comes in the spring when the conifers kind of flower. You ever see those bright green tips? That's where all the pollen comes from. But the seeds are inside here. Right? So it's almost a calcified flower. And then the plants kept developing over millions of years, and then we had real flowers. Yeah, that looks like a seed in there. So, interesting. So if you can, maybe look up different conifers of Southern Oregon and let's see if we can identify these pine cones over here. I know these are Douglas fir, but these spiky ones, let's see if we can find out what they come from. Okay, I'll take a couple of these home. The rest I'll leave here. Okay, I don't have any plants to show you, but we have a special rock throwing spot at McGregor Park, so we're going to head down there.
Ooh, it's like skipping some rocks.
And you guys can virtually skip rocks with us for a little bit. So we just go right down this little path, and it leads out to this little tiny beach.
Hey guys, I found this perfect whistle.
And Isaac's got an acorn whistle. So we can just come right down here, and the river's nice and wide and calm.
Someone.
And we just sit here and throw rocks for a while.
Ah, it's cold. Yeah. It's really cold.
We have to do this whenever we come to McGregor Park.
Can I just take off my shoes and just
Yeah, you can take off your shoes for a bit.
Okay.
I'm going to come sit here
Oh, no.
and let the boys play for a little bit.
Should I be touching this?
Whoa, what is that? It looks like eggs of some kind.
I don't want to know what that is.
Was that at the edge of the water? Did you turn it over?
One right there.
Cool. Some kind of eggs, probably frog or salamander eggs.
I don't know if I want to.
Why don't you carefully put that back where you found it?
Perfect.
Cool.
Oh, this is perfect.
All right, we'll see if we can skip some rocks.
This is how do you skip her off? Look at this rock. And then look how flat it is. No,
Nice.
not in that one. I know. How do you skip her off?
You have to throw it real flat.
You see this slide right here? It's like this log. Feathers all over it. Oh, no, I know what that is not. Yes.
Gotta skip. Does it?
What a skip. Yep. I need a long, flat one. Perfect. Long, flat one. Let's do it. There you go.
I don't know.
Mom, do you
Yeah?
have any pine cones? See?
Oh, that is a perfect one.
Can I use a pine cone? Just one.
No, I'm going to save these for a little conifer talk.
I wanted to use
There's pine cones all over here. You can find pine cones. It's a beautiful day down on the river. Wow, that one went far.
This one will go farther. Here, a big rock. Wait, that's what I was going to do. Yes.
We like to scare the salmon.
Oh, no, salmon aren't even around.
I don't know. I don't know if the fall run is happening right now or if it's already over.
Found something, Kelly?
What did you find?
What are you? Huh?
Oh, a little bug or something? I see it.
It's huge.
Wonder if it's like Stefan's bug from Crater Lake.
Ew.
That bug was cool.
It was cool, but weird. Does it have like a weird antenna?
It looks like some kind of cricket or something.
Yes.
Hey, bug. Ooh, that sun is bright.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna throw rocks for a little bit and then we'll get back on the trail.